Hey, Tubies, this is Psychic Bob. I never get tired of contemplating the beauty and mystery of crystals. I'm sitting here looking at this pendant. I think I've shown this to you before, but this is one of my Lemurian crystal pendants. And, it's one of my treasure pieces of jewelry. It's amazing because as beautiful as these gemstones are, they're not very expensive. I think I paid like $20 for this, but it's to me more beautiful than $10,000 diamonds. It really is. I just love it. Whenever I wear crystals and contemplate them, I can't help but think back to my own connection with the ancient civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. My spirit guides have shown to me that at the earth in those days, during the times of Lemuria and Atlantis, we were connected to star portals, portals to other dimensions, to other worlds, and that crystals were used to facilitate the opening and closing of those portals. Really quite fascinating. I was reading a book here today. It's one of my favorite books, and I recommend this. It's called Coming Home to Lemuria, and it's by Charmaine Amareya Kumara Redwood. Long name. I just call her Charmaine Redwood. Anyways, but she talks about the ancient Earth history and the ancient connection to Lemuria. Now, Lemuria, I did a previous video on Lemuria, so I won't go through all of that. But I'm going to put a link below to the previous video on Lemuria so you can learn about that. But Lemuria was on the western coast of the United States. And in fact, where Hawaii is today, those are the remaining mountaintops, the remnants of a continent that once inhabited the South Pacific, which is now sunk. But the Lemurians had connections to the star people. They actually came from the stars. I want to read here some passages out of Coming Home to Lemuria. I think they're so vital. This is in the first few chapters here. She talks about connecting how the Lemurians came to Earth. So I'm going to read this for you, okay? It says, in the beginning, we were beings of pure white light. We assumed the colors and frequencies of the many dimensional planes and frequencies through which we traveled. All of those memories have been dormant in our DNA and are waiting to be activated. Our point of entry into the solar system, into this solar system on our way to Earth was through Venus's geometric crystalline light portal. Now, just so you know, I've done other videos about the Venusians, and as I've said before, the people of Venus look literally like us. They could walk around Earth, you wouldn't know them. We descend from the Venusians, who are also branches of the Pleiadians. Everybody in our solar system has evolved in a human-like form. So we don't have little green men with antennas on Mars. No, the people of Mars, the people of Venus look just like us. Okay. Anyways, continuing on. So let me say again, our point of entry into the solar system on our way to Earth was through Venus's geometric crystalline light portal. See, there you go. There's crystals again, huh? Just like this crystal. This was a landing stage for all different groups, including cetaceans, to congregate from all the other star systems. We spent a long time in the love vibrations of Venus, where we worked on with our etheric bodies in the many temples of love. Many of us are unaware that we are still working in the dimensional temples there in our astral bodies during our dream states. Now this I can confirm. I myself have done astral projection, and I have been to these realms. So she's speaking of something that I can personally validate. On Venus, we brought together all the knowledge we had learned from other star systems and harmonized it with pure love, the vibrations of Venus. The whales helped us to do this and are waiting now to help us to remember that we are love. In this book, she talks about the connection between the whales and the dolphins and that they have advanced consciousness. And I do believe that's true. I'm just going to read another passage here, a little more. She says, as we noted briefly earlier, we first came to Earth as beings of light and worked with the light to create the Earth planet that was mostly water then. And so we came down into the oceans, the easiest medium for us to begin the experiment of taking on dense form. See, what she's saying here is that we were actually spirits, more etheric in our body. That is true. In the beginning, our bodies were very fluid, made of liquid light. Isn't that beautiful? Just imagine yourself glowing, huh? We built crystal cities with our minds and wove them from the fabric of light, which is the essence that we carry within us. We lived there in harmony, love, and balance for eons of time. We breathed the cities into form together, and they sang. They sang the heart song that we carry within. Each one of us has our own note, our heart song. The crystal amplified that sound and wove it into form. Now, so you see, we as spirit beings used these mystical crystals to connect to the earth and to connect to our higher selves and our powers to create manifestation. And I really believe today that through working with crystals, we amplify our soul energies and our physical energies. And we can, in a sense, create and take our thought. This is why I recommend that you always keep a crystal with you. Wear it, keep it in your bag. When you want to meditate, if you hold the crystal and you look into it and you let its frequency resonate with yours, you raise your power much more. I'm a big believer in the crystal. This is probably one of my favorite Lemurian crystals. It's believed that the crystals of Lemuria were planted, and the ancients put them in parts on the earth to store the Akashic records and memories. And whenever you get a Lemurian crystal, if you hold it and trace along, this one has little ridges. It's hard to see here, but it has ridges on the edge, little horizontal ridges. You'll start to access the memory. And I can tell you, when I've sat down and seriously focused and run my hand along the ridges of a Lemurian crystal, I've seen amazing things. Now, speaking of Lemurian crystals, I've got a treat to show you. Now, you know I'm always into some new crystal. Many of you have been here, you've seen my giant emerald crystal. That's a treat. Well, I have a giant Lemurian crystal, a seed crystal. And I don't think I've shown this to you, but I want you guys to see this. You ready for it? Look at this. Is this not amazing? Now you can see here on the edge these ridges. Do you see these lines going down? These are the memory records imprinted in this crystal. And if we meditate and we run our hands along them, it's like accessing data banks. Now, this crystal that I wear, in fact, let me take this off so I can hold it up to you. This is a very clear one. You can see it's pretty bright and clear. This crystal, in contrast, is very frosted. But you don't have to have a clear crystal to have power, because the molecular structure of the crystal and the intent is the power in it. So whether it's clear or frosted, there's a lot of power in it. I want to put this on. I feel naked without a crystal on. But I want to show you this because I had never seen a single Lemurian crystal this size. When I got this one, I thought it was pretty big because most Lemurian crystals are even smaller than this. But this is a giant one. And then I found this one. So isn't that amazing? Look at that. And it's got 6 sides. It looks like a little baby crystal started to form here. Isn't that beautiful? See that little one right there? A lot of light travels through this. But when you get a Lemurian crystal, you'll notice them because they're usually long, 6-sided, and they have these distinct ridges on them. I don't even see it. It's kind of hard to see here with the glare, but I'm trying to get an angle that you can see it. You'll see these vertical lines. That's one of the telltale signs of a Lemurian. There you go. See these lines right here? Going across. Those are telltale signs of a Lemurian crystal. So I want to bring this to you and share it with you because I think if you want to maximize your spiritual power, you want to start working with crystals. And you don't have to spend a fortune. Now, this was a rather expensive crystal, I'm not going to lie. But you can find smaller ones, and it's not the size, it's the energy of the crystal. A tiny little Lemurian can be as equally powerful as one this size. I just happen to love the crystals, so I saw this and I thought, I have to buy it. And I was very fortunate to get it. But it's a beautiful frosted crystal. And I kind of like it because you don't normally see frosted ones this beautiful. It literally looks like it's coated in ice, frosted in ice. But it's a powerful, powerful crystal. So I want to bring that to you today. And so tell me below, guys, have you heard of the Lemurians? Have you ever thought that maybe you've come from Lemuria? I can tell you I've had lifetimes in Lemuria. You know, if you want to get to know that energy, get a Lemurian crystal, meditate with it, ask it to reveal its secrets to you. You may find that you were a Lemurian. And even if you weren't a Lemurian, it'll help you to know about the Lemurians. It will connect you to the Lemurian current. Well, anyways, guys, I just want to share these thoughts with you today. You know, I'd love to hear your experience with Lemurian crystals, and maybe you could do a video response and show me your crystals too. But anyways, this is a very special crystal, and I'm very honored to have it. You know, I believe that when we own a special crystal like this, we're not really the owners of it. We're just the caregivers. We're the keepers of it. I consider myself a guardian of the crystal, you know, because it really belongs to Lemuria. It belongs to the higher powers. And for me to get this into my possession, you know, I feel on one level, I think, who am I to own such a treasure of the ancient Lemurians? But you know what? Because I've been entrusted with it, and see, it's really a trust when you get a crystal, that means I have an obligation to share its knowledge with you. So I'm going to be doing meditations in the coming days, and I'm going to be putting out videos that are going to be my crystal prophecies that I receive through meditating with the crystal. And we're going to do some meditations with this crystal also and see what comes up. So I hope you'll keep it here at Spirit Channel. Well, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. You guys rock. My crystal literally rocks. And you're awesome. Listen, if you want to show me some love, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends. And if you haven't done so, hit subscribe, be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. And we got a lot of fascinating stuff coming up. So be here in the next few days. We're going to do some stuff on crystal prophecies and more about Lemuria. I thank you for being here. You guys are the best. Keep it here. We got more coming. We'll see you soon. Blessed be.